Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जयो कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जयो कृष्ण बलराम। जयो कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम। जयो गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद। श्री प्रभुपाद की। श्री गुरु चरण पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा। श्री गुरु चरण पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा। बंदो मोए सब धनम ते जाहर प्रसादे भाए भव तोरिया जा। कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहा होए ते गुरुमुख पद्मा वक्या चित्ते दे कोरिया क्या। गुरुमुख पद्मा वक्या चित्ते दे कोरिया क्या। गुरुमुख आयर ना कोरी हो मने आशा आराधना करी हो मने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे तमगति जे प्रसादे पुरे सर्व जे प्रसादे पुरे सर्व चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति वेदे गाया जाहर चरितो वेद गाया जाहर चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनर बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनर बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवना श्री लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवना हा हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोए पद छाया हा हा प्रभु करो दया दे हमें पद छाया एबे गो श्री चक्री भुवन एबे गो श्री चक्री भुवन श्रील प्रभुपाद पतित पावन जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद नीताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल नीताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल गौर प्रेमानंदे श्री प्रभुपाद की नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, बोलिए बोलिए, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, बोलिए हरे राम, हरे कृष्णा, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. बोलिए बोलिए बोलिए, हरे राम हरे राम, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
They need one of those roofs, rolling. Thank you. Not this one. Huh? Huh?
Hare Krishna.
Little more volume. Little more.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
More volume.
Hare Krishna.
More.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, okay.
Hare Krishna. So now we'll have class.
Too much treble. The treble. Turn down the treble and put the bass up.
So now we'll have, we must thank everyone for being so quiet. Now we'll have class on the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Today is Independence Day. So the real independence is bhakti, because then we become independent from the material world. In this material world, nobody is independent. Thank you for listening so carefully. So, thank you for listening so carefully. Jaya Ram. So, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Ballava Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Ballava Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Prabhakacharya Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Prabhakacharya Sri Srimad Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod Ki Jai. Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Guru Parampara Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Grantharaj Sri Gitu Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Go Premananda Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Timarandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stavidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sarvetam Savadutam Prijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhana Sudadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. So today's verse is Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, the spiritual masters, the name of the chapter, text number 68. So, very interesting class, I hope. On the real Independence Day. The real problem is independence from the material energy and material desire. That is the real independence. That is the real freedom. So, Yuga Avatar Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is telling the world in Kali Yuga how to become truly independent. Independent from nescience, from avidya, by vidya. So, by the grace of Krishna Das Kaviraj, we have got such a wonderful literature. Prabhupada often said that, as it says in the second verse of the Bhagavatam, that there is no need for any other scripture than the Bhagavatam. The introduction is Bhagavad-Gita. And then Prabhupada would say that the Chaitanya Charitamrita is the postgraduate study of spiritual knowledge. So this is very important that we study this book. And then we can really understand the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, I believe you can see the verse. Please repeat. Dui rupe haya Bhagavan nera prakasha eke ta prakasha haya are ta vilasa. Duirupe haya Bhagavanera prakasha eketa prakasha haya arita bilasa. Duirupe haya Bhagavatera prakasha eketa prakasha haya arita bilasa. Dui rupe haya Bhagavanera prakasha eketa prakasha haya arita bilasa. Okay, go ahead. So, please repeat. Duirupe in two forms. Haya are Bhagavanera of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prakasha, manifestations. Eke, in one. Ta, certainly. Prakasha, manifestation. Haya, is. Are, in the other. Ta, certainly. Vilasa, engaged in pastimes. Translation, Srila Prabhupada. The personality of Godhead exhibits himself in two kinds of forms, Prakash and Vilasa. Please repeat. The personality of Godhead exhibits himself in two kinds of forms, Prakash and Vilas. Purport Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Lord expands his personal forms in two primary categories. The Prakash forms are manifested by Lord Krishna for his pastimes, and their features are exactly like his. When Lord Krishna married 16,000 queens in Dwarka, he did so in 16,000 Prakash expansions. Similarly, during the Rasa dance, he expanded himself in identical Prakash forms to dance beside each and every gopi simultaneously. When the Lord manifests his Vilas expansions, however, they are all somewhat different in bodily features. Lord Balaram is the first Vilas expansion of Lord Krishna, and the four-handed Narayan forms in Vaikuntha expand from Balaram. There is no difference between the bodily forms of Krishna and Balaram, except that their bodily colors are different. Similarly, Sri Narayan in Vaikuntha has 4 hands, whereas Krishna has only 2. The expansions of the Lord who manifest such bodily differences are known as Vilash Vigrahas. Mukam Krojiva Chalam Pangam Laite Grim Yad Kripa Tamaham Bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Duirupe Haya Bhagavanera Prakasha Eke Tat Prakasha Haya Are Tat Vilasha. This personality of Godhead exhibits himself in two kinds of forms, Prakash and Vilas. So very clear, Prabhupada's purport makes it all clear that the Prakash forms are expanded from Krishna and they are identical with Krishna. But the Vilas forms are somewhat different, like Narayan and different Purusha avatars. They have different bodily features. Also, Prabhupada mentions in the purport another, Narayan, Vilas, and so on. So, this section of the Adilila is establishing Sambandha Gyan. The Vaishnava philosophy is Sambandha Abhideya Prayojan. So Sambandha means relationships. So it's very interesting to see how this chapter is called Spiritual Masters, because Krishnadas Kaviraj, in the line with all acharyas, is emphasizing the importance of the Guru. Mahat Sevam Doram Aho Vimuktesh. Service to the Mahatma, the Uttamadhikari Guru, is the door to independence, to liberation from the material world. So the initial job of a spiritual master is to educate the disciple in Sambandha Tattva. There's Mula there. Sambandha Abhideya Prayojan. Sambandha means relationships. Abhideya means procedures or practices of bhakti in accordance on the basis of those relationships. And prayojan is the necessity, the goal. So at the beginning, you will generally find in all Vaishnava literatures written by bona fide acharyas, they take that format, that Sambandha is established, and then Abhideya practices are given, and then the Prayojan Tattva is there. So here in Adilila you will find much Sambandha Tattva. Sambandha means, there is one verse Prabhupada would quote all the time, Vishnu Shakti Paro Prokta, that there are three relationships, three energies of Krishna. They are the Chit Shakti, the Achit Shakti, and the Jiva Shakti. So the Chit Shakti is the conscious energy, the spiritual energy, and the Achit Shakti is the material energy manifested from the pradhan by the modes of material nature, which are stimulated by Lord Shiva, inculcated in the glance of Mahavishnu. So the other category is, like I say, the Jiva Shakti. So the Jiva Shakti is the living entity. They are manifest ultimately from Krishna. The Chaitanya Charitamrita explains that they are the halo of Sri Radha, because they are Shakti. Shakti and Shaktiman. So Krishna is Shaktiman. He is the source of the Shakti, and the Shaktis are his Pakriti, Purusha and Pakriti. This is the basis of Lord Kapila's philosophy, Sankhya, to give pure knowledge, to distinguish. Godhead is one, but is understood in two features, as Purusha, the enjoyer, and Pakriti, the enjoyed. So the six Sambandhas of Sambandha Gyan are on the basis of that threefold division. Though threefold division is given, the Chit Shakti, the Achit Shakti, and the Jiva Shakti, that is the basic categorization. Within those three categories, there is a whole range of different colors. Just like within light, there's different rainbow colors, and they all interact. So the six Sambandhas are the relationship of Krishna to the Chit Shakti, to the Jiva Shakti, and to the Achit Shakti. And then two more Sambandhas are there, the relationship of the Jiva to the material energy, and the relationship of the Jiva to the spiritual energy. And then number 6 is the relationship between the Chit Shakti and the Achit Shakti. So they're the 6 Sambandhas, and they are expounded by all the Vaishnavacharyas. And ultimately, if we understand these Sambandhas and we study them properly under the guidance of Uttamadhikari Guru, the proper Acharya, the proper conclusions given, then the result will be mukti, liberation. We are bound in the material world because of nescience, avidya. So that is countered by vidya. Avidya is compared to darkness, and that is countered by light, vidya. So the first part of spiritual practice is to become established in Sambandha Gyan. And therefore, in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is one verse, and it explains that the devotee should not be hesitant about discussing Sambandha Tattva, even though it may be a little intricate in some departments, because such discussion strengthens the mind. And that discussion and that contemplation of the implications, the philosophy, that is in itself bhajan. That is in itself the beginning of devotional service, to come out of the darkness to the light by knowledge. And then on that liberation, that the proper understanding is given by the spiritual master, then one can perform Abhideya properly. Because Bhakta, Bhagavan, and bhav. The relationship between bhakti, the bhakta and Bhagavan is bhav, and it is created by bhakti. So that bhav is transcendental. So though ultimately we can perform bhakti from any position, the real understanding of the Vaishnava is that he is a liberated soul. He is liberated from material motivation. He has come to anatha nrivriti. He's come to nishta. He has transcended the anathas of ignorance. Hrida abalyam, seva aparad, nescience, so on. There are 4 basic descriptions of anatha, divisions. So the devotee who is overcome those becomes nishta. Nishta means that he becomes established in the beginnings of his relationship with Krishna. He becomes fixed in that way. In the material world, we are fixed in our relationship to Maya because we are misusing our free will. We are using our free will to try and control and enjoy the material energy. So we become bound by the Untitled Shakti, which gives us 2 things explained in that verse, Vishnu Shakti Para Prokta. It gives us nescience, ignorance, and it gives us fruitive ideas. So it is avaranatmika and prasadmika buddhi. Avaranatmika means that when we try to control and enjoy the material energy, our spiritual nature becomes covered. And that is the covering potency, Prabhupada translates. And then the prasatmika buddhi is there. We become full of nescient ideas. That if I continue and I adjust my position in the material world, then I will become satisfied. But Lord Brahma, Krishna makes it very clear, Dukkhalayam asashritam. We are eternal beings, but we're always in this flux. We're in this asashritam. We never find any permanent situation. And because we are spiritual beings, the material energy, the material modes, they do not give us any satisfaction, whether it is in dhanam, janam or sundaram. Dhanam means, this is Lord Chaitanya, in gathering of wealth or position, followers, or in sex life. Sex life means all can be expanded into the understanding of developing a lineage and a family and grandchildren and so forth. We never actually find any satisfaction in those things because that is provided by the material energy, the nescient material energy, and we are spiritual beings. But we misuse our independence in that direction. So on the basis of sambandha gyan, we can become liberated from nescience. And under the guidance of the spiritual master, we can understand that we should use our free will in the right direction. That is surrender. Bhakti means surrender. Krishna, at the end of the Gita, he says, Aham sarvasya pravavo madak sarvam pravatit. Sorry, he doesn't say that. He says, Sarvadharma prajaja mamekam sharanam vraja. So he says surrender. So I remember when I was a new devotee, just reading the Bhagavad-Gita, I got it by mail order. My tutor, he gave me a list of, he was a teacher in Oriental philosophy, and I got different versions of the Gita. And I was reading the Gita. I read 2 before Prabhupada's. And I was reading Prabhupada's, and this was remarkable. And what does it mean, surrender? Surrender. So of course, by studying and grace of Guru and Sadhu, we should understand very carefully what surrender is. Because surrender is the essence of Abhideya. What does it mean to surrender to Krishna? Well, that is exemplified by Arjuna in the Gita. He says, Karishyate tava vachanam. Now, Krishna, you've told me everything. Now I am ready to act according to your tava vachanam. Vachanam tava. your words, your instruction. So Krishna is explaining everything to Arjuna, but he is saying, Arjuna, are you understanding now? Are you ready to do your duty in a devotional manner? Are you ready to fight in the battlefield? Even though it may be very tough, but you must surrender to it. It means, are you ready to use your free will, not in the direction of the material energy, controlling and exploiting, but are you going to use your free will as a servant of the Supreme? So that is the essence of Abhideya. That we want to use our free will to serve Krishna and Krishna's devotees, particularly the Uttamadikari, because the Mahat Sevam Dwara Maho Vimukte. Bhakti Vinod, he's written that song, Sudha Bhakata Charana Reno, right? Service to the pure devotee. It is the mother, the source of all auspiciousness. And we sing every morning, Ye Prasade, Ye Prasad, yes. By the grace of the Guru, all my desires will be fulfilled. So that doesn't mean surrender means an impersonal, obedient, dull-headed surrender. Like in the material world, somebody is defeated, so they have to obey. No, the surrender Krishna is encouraging Arjuna to do is to now use your free will and have desire. So by the mercy of the Guru and Sadhu and the Shastra, the disciple who has understood surrender has his desire to become the servant of the servant of the servant. Gopi Bhata Kamalayo Das Adas Anadas. So surrender means to keep the desiring capacity, which is natural and inherent and cannot be suppressed in the soul, to keep that functional, but now to direct it towards desiring Swarup Siddhi. Muktir hitavanyata rupam swarupena avashtiti. To become established in my relationship with the Supreme Lord. So we desire, but we desire in the right direction. We desire eternality, Chit and Anand and our Swarup. We desire that. And we desire those things because they facilitate our service to Krishna. When we're within this material body, covered by the modes, the nescience, subject to lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, envy, we cannot serve Krishna properly. So the counter to those 6 afflictions of the mind is Sambandha Gyan, and then on the basis of Sambandha Gyan, we know how, now I should be desiring in this way. I should be desiring the satisfaction of the spiritual master, of the acharyas. I should be using my intelligence in the study of the Shastra and becoming inspired by the concept, as Prabhupada would always say, go back home, back to Godhead. So this simple point, yes, we are stuck in this material world trying to control and enjoy, but it is a foolish endeavor. We should desire to transfer to the spiritual world. And of course, that may sound, oh, that's fruitive desire. You're desiring to enjoy in the spiritual world. Well, a little bit of fruitive desire to go to the spiritual world is good at the beginning. As you become purified, then you realize, yes, I want to accept the spiritual world. I want to accept bhava. I want to accept prem, because that will perfect my service. When I'm covered and I'm suppressed by the material energy, then I'm not able to serve with full love. So that is prem. That is the goal. And Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem, Sadat Kabanai, Shravanadi Sudachitte Karide Udaya. So important. Everyone knows that verse. It's there within the heart. It is the natural state of the living entity. By hearing and chanting the 9 practices of bhakti, one awakens Krishna Prem. It is natural. But in the beginning, we must perform tapasya. And that tapasya is to become learned. Of course, Krishna can liberate anyone, but as a general course, we have to follow sadhana. And sadhana means to become absorbed in sambandha abhideya and prayojan tattva. And therefore, the spiritual masters are given right at the beginning, the importance. Panchatattva makam Krishna. There's 5 manifestations of Lord Chaitanya. There's Lord Chaitanya, then there is Bhakta, his expansion as a devotee, Baladev, then his Bhakta avatar, Advaita Chandra, and then Bhakti Shakti. The Shakti is Gadadhar Pandit, and then Bhakta, the Srivas Pandit, who is Narada Muni. So these are all the spiritual masters, and they are giving the knowledge by which we can extricate ourselves from nescience and come into the light. Therefore, they must be understood. The importance of the bona fide spiritual master must be understood in the beginning. So this is the basis of Sambandha Gyan. Arjuna, his spiritual master is Krishna, because he's giving him siksha. So the basis of all Sambandha Gyan, though I gave the 6 Sambandhas, is Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matak Sarvam Pravatati. Iti Matva Bhajanti Mam Bhuta Bhava Samanvita. That Krishna explains in the first of the chapter Sloki. He says, I am the source of everything material and spiritual. So this is the basic Sambandha Tattva. And iti matva, those that have understood this, realize this, bhajati mam. And if you look, they perform bhajan, my bhajan. They realize my primary importance. And so if you look at the Bhagavatam, janmadhyasyata, right? So this is the primal understanding of Krishna, that he is the source of everything. Vasudeva savamiti. So when this is understood, then this automatically liberates the soul. In the nescient idea, we've all had a different education, and in these Prabhupada would call slaughterhouse education. Oh, there everything came from a big bang, and then it became conscious, and this idea, that idea, and so on and so forth. This is all nescient idea. Everything Vasudeva Savamiti proceeds from Krishna. And so here is a simple point here, that now Krishna is being discussed in this section, and starts with this Prakash and Vilas forms. So Krishna has 6 avatars. Avatar means one who descends. Avatar means to descend, and avatari means one who descends. So they are Purusha avatar, Leela avatar, Gunavatar, Manvantara avatar, Yoga avatar, and Shaktivesh avatar. So these Prakash forms, they are Purusha avatar. Purusha avatar. They are the Supreme Lord enacting different pastimes to liberate all the living entities, to give some hint of his power and potency to the living entities, Purusha avatars. So they are generally expanded from Baladev. Baladev expands to the Chaturvyuha. These are Vilash forms, because they're different. And then Shankarshan in that Chaturvyuha, Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, he expands down. And what do the Chaturvyuha do? these vilas, they supervise. Krishna says, Matak parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananja. Sutri mani gana iva. Krishna says in the Gita that everything rests upon me as pearls upon a thread. So the living entities, the Jiva Shakti, they have 4 actions, 4 activities, Prabhupada categorized them: thinking, feeling, willing, and action. 3 psychic movements, you can say, and 1 physical or activity movement. Thinking means I'm conscious being, I'm able to perceive, I'm able to cognize reality. Whether it is in the spiritual world or the material world, I'm cognizing reality by the grace of Krishna. It is not an automatic function. It is resting upon Krishna. So that is supervised by Vasudeva, one who lives everywhere. And then Shankarshan, and then what do? We feel or we assess reality. We're not just aware, but we are assessing, interpreting, judging reality. That is the function of Shankarshan. And then we have Prajumna, then we have Sankalp, Vikalp. We accept or reject. I like this, I won't do this. I want this, I want that. We are accepting, and then we perform activity, and Prajumna, Aniruddha. So all those functions of the living entity, the Jiva Shakti, are dependent on the Chaturvyuha. And then they expand down into the Chaturvyuha that supervise and facilitate the thinking, feeling, willing, and action of the living entities within the material sphere. It is all dependent upon Krishna. At every moment, every atom and molecule is dependent upon Krishna. Sutri mani gana iva. Just like we have beads. That necklace is dependent upon the thread. Without the thread, it will dissipate, it will become entropy, it will fall apart. So that is one question in science. Why don't all the atoms and molecules, neutrons, electrons, protons, why don't they just dissipate into a big soup? No, well, we can explain. Because Krishna is holding the whole thing together. Everything is resting upon Krishna. You may not be able to understand that or recognize that from your position, but that is how everything is doing. So then Mahavishnu, of course, he is Vilas form, and then he is entering, and then these are the Purusha. But then the Purusha, I made a list. I was doing a little research yesterday, and we have the Das avatar, but also 24 avatars are given in the Bhagavatam, basic Purusha avatars and Leela avatars. I'll give you them. The Adi Purush, that is Andruvaloka, that is Shiradakshai Vishnu. Then the 4 Kumaras are considered expansions of Krishna. Narada, Naranarayan, Kapila, Dattatreya, Yogyeshwara, Rishab, Prithu, Dhanvantari, Mohini, and Hayagriva, and Vyas. So generally we understand the Das avatar, and they are Matsya, of course, Kurma, Varaha, Nrsimha, Vamana, Purusharam, Ram, Balaram, Krishna, Buddha, and Kalki. So they comprise the 24 expansions. Many of them are Vilas. Of course, Krishna is Prakash. He is the source. So all these avatars, they perform activities within the material sphere for the benefit of the living entity, and also because Krishna is Leelamai. He is not static, he is ecstatic. So he likes to perform activities. In the material world, one of his activities, Adhorya Leela, that is Yuga Avatar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he liberates the living entities from the material world by teaching them to read the Bhagavatam and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this Maha Mantra, Sankirtan Yajna, is especially recommended. What does the Maha Mantra mean? It means, oh Krishna, oh Radha, please engage me in your service. So this is what I'm talking about, that we have to chant the Hare Krishna mantra with the understanding of that, desiring to be engaged in Krishna's service. We don't want to recite like a parrot. I don't know if there are parrots that can chant Hare Krishna, but if they were, they may not be acquainted with Sambandhagyan. They may not be desiring the result. So this is something for us to contemplate when we chant. Am I desiring to become liberated from the material entanglement? Am I desiring to be established in my role as Gopi Bhatta Kamalayo Dasa Dasana Das? And then we should draw that desire from ourselves in the period of sadhana. It will become natural, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem, it's there, inherent in the soul, but we must use our free will to desire it. This is very important. So these avatars, they mainly Vilas actually, they are describing the Purusha avatars. Then there are Leela avatars, that Krishna comes, and Ram, he is Vilas, that is a Leela avatar, Manusha Leela. He is coming as the perfect human being. He is manifesting as the perfect human being, obedient to his parents, following all rules and regulations, faithful to his wife, and so on. And of course, he is establishing the concept that the Supreme Lord has a consort, a conjugal consort. Krishna takes that to the nth degree, as Prabhupada mentions there, 16,108 wives in Dwarka, and he was allied or enjoying the gopis of Vrindavan. But in the 9th canto of the Bhagavatam, before the 10th canto, where Krishna is expounded, then Ram Leela is given, so that the living entity can understand that the Supreme Lord has his consort, Lakshmi Narayan. And so we see this, that there is the Purusha and Prakriti. And that is the business of Kapil Dev, to give that understanding. So, in his Sankhya philosophy, in the pure way. So, these avatars, they are always occurring. At the beginning of the Bhagavatam, it is explained that the incarnations of the Supreme Lord are just as numerous as the waves in the ocean. These are just 24 primary ones given in the Bhagavatam. But we should understand the Supreme Lord is incarnating in different planets and different within this world, and also within different universes, and he's doing this entirely. So he is not, from the point of view of the living entity, this material energy fulfills our desire to live independently or enjoy independently of the Supreme Lord, but it also inherently pushes us away from it because it is an unsatisfactory experience. So it makes the living entity materially exhausted. So those two functions are there in regard to the material energy and the Supreme Lord, the Jiva Shakti. But from the Supreme Lord's point of view, this is just as much the material world is just as much a place of his pastimes as Goloka Vrindavan is. It is, from his point of view, another place of pastimes which he expands into enjoyment. But particularly important in the material world is the giving of mercy and instruction to the fallen living entities. So this is something to contemplate, that these avatars, they're all giving this instruction, this inspiration to understand that there is something beyond birth, death, old age, and disease in this material world. And that is very important. Otherwise, if we were to remain in the material world eternally dissatisfied, that is hellish. But the real nectar of life is to be in relationship with Krishna. And if one establishes oneself with Krishna, just like Prabhupada would give the example that a finger, if it's detached from the body, then it is useless. So the living entity detached from Krishna is practically useless. But when the finger is connected to the body, then it is in useful function. And if we use our free will properly to connect to Krishna, just like the finger connects to the body, and then the body is at the service of the finger. It is a two-way street. If we surrender to Krishna, then Krishna becomes at our service. Just in the same way, the body is servant of the finger. The finger is servant of the body, and the body is servant of the finger. So this understanding should inspire us that we are now in this disconnected material world, struggling in nescience, and the solution is very simple. It's there within the heart. We just have to desire properly. So the avatars, they give us inspiration in that. And the avatars, especially in Bhagavatam, we see they always have a relationship. The Bhagavatam is just relationships of different avatars, different incarnations with the Supreme Lord. And when these bhaktas, they offer prayer. It starts at the beginning, the prayers of Queen Kunti, the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, the prayers of the personified Vedas. Throughout the Bhagavatam, they are elucidating the right understanding of our relationship with Krishna. So that is one function of the avatar. And that is Krishna's generosity. Krishna, Prabhupada writes in the Krishna book, he explains that for somebody who wishes to come out of the material world, the aspect of Krishna's personality which is most important is his kripa, his mercy. And so Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, the Panchatattva, they are the very embodiment of that kripa. Also in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will see that Krishna, he was, Lord Chaitanya said, I broke open the storehouse of love of God. I'm enjoying the fruit, and the supply is increasing. Who will take these fruits? Again, that point is there, that we have to take, we have to desire the fruits. So anyway, like I'm saying, Leela avatars, Guna avatars, you are all learned devotees. Brahma, Shiva, Mahesh. And then Manvantara, there is 14 Manvantara in one Divya Yuga. One Divya Yuga is 4,320,000 years. So they are creating the human bodies of the human beings and giving instructions in Manu Samhita. Then the Yuga avatars, in each Yuga there is an avatar of Krishna, and he is giving the particular stress on the practices of bhakti that is most beneficial for that age. And then there's Shaktivesh avatars, like Parashuram, Vedavyas, so on and so forth. And so, and then there are other empowered incarnations, Mahajyena Gatasvapantha. This is very important. Dharmam tu shakshak bhagavat pranihitam. That dharma, the religious system, is enunciated by the Supreme Lord. But that may be a little difficult because Krishna is adhokshaja, savai pumsam parado, yato bhaktir adhokshaja. Krishna is beyond our material senses. So the Mahajans make it easy for us to understand how to practice bhakti. and they chalk out the path. So the 12 Mahajans, I did a little research, they are Brahma. And what is he teaching? He is Impai, he is a Gunavatar. He is, his function, there was a meeting of the 12 Mahajans and Vishnu. Vishnu says, I am giving the Jamuna, I am giving service to Tulsi. Anyone who waters Tulsi will be free of sin. I'm giving the Bhagavatam, I'm giving the person Bhagavat. But the problem is, the living entities, they are full of nescience and they're fighting amongst each other and they're not applying themselves properly. So you Mahajans, what shall you do? What can we do to make it inspire them? So Lord Brahma said, and it's very interesting this, he said, I will help to keep them, get them off the bodily platform. He is Prajapati, he is creating, he's the ultimate progenitor of all living entities. He says, I'll get them off the bodily platform by my activities. And then the next one is Narada. Narada says, I will, wherever there's kirtan, I will be there. And I will inspire the devotees to practice kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we shouldn't shout into the mic because that may drive out Narada Muni. We should learn to use a microphone properly for our kirtan. And then Lord Shiva says, yes, well, I will help the fallen living entities by, he's Nilkant, I will take the poison out of their body from attachment to the nescient energy. And then the 4 Kumaras, number 4 of the 12 Mahajans, explaining what is Dharma, says, I will make it easy for the living entities to understand what is yoga, how to control the mind and senses, how to do smaranam properly. And then Kapila came forward and he said, I will teach the right philosophy, Sankhya, how they can understand that there is Prakriti and Purusha. I will propagate that. That's 3rd canto, 25th chapter of the Bhagavatam. And then Manu, he said, well, I'm creating after the Pralaya, I'm creating all the living entities and the bodies subsidiary to Lord Brahma, and I'm giving the Manu Samhita. So I will give instructions not only how material society should be organized, but how we can organize spiritual society. I will also make that my function. And then Prahlad came forward. He's also one of the Mahajans, and he said, I'll teach the living entities how to do bhakti from birth, from childhood, and how to be tolerant and keep a cool head when somebody like Hiranyakashipu is on your case. So, confirmed. Then Janak came forward and he said, I will teach the living entities Jiva Dharma. That means the Dharma of the soul, which is more important than the Varnashram Dharma. And then Bhishma came forward and he said, I will teach the living entities, I will inspire them, I will guide them to follow the order of Krishna as their life and soul, as manifest by Guru. And then Bali came forward, number 10, and he said, because he is surrendered soul, he surrendered the whole universe, he captured it from Indra, and of course to Vamanadev, the last expansion, he gave the universe back. So he is surrender. He said, I will teach the living entity how to surrender everything. Aham sarvasya pravavo, Krishna says, everything comes from me, it belongs to me. Ishivasya idam sarvam yatkinchat jagaram jagat. Everything is coming from me, it's controlled and owned by me actually, but you're falsely claiming that it's yours. But Bali Maharaj says, I will inspire the living entities by my example and my teachings that they should consider everything they have, just like Manasa Deha by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, everything is belonging to Krishna. And then Sukadev Goswami said, well, I will inspire all devotees and I will propagate Harikatha. Right, the Bhagavatam, of course, Krishna Das Kaviraj. The devotees, the business is Maksita Matkata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam. That they're always Kathayantyastamam Nityam Tushyanticha Romanticha. So the devotee is always enthusiastic to discuss Krishna. So Sukadev says, that devotee will become inspired by me. I will guide all the devotees to be anxious to make Harikatha. And then Yamaraj says, because he's very important, don't upset Yamaraj. He is there at the time of death. He said, I will liberate anyone and everyone who takes the lessons of the Mahajan. I will give them liberation. That's what Yamaraj said. And then Vishnu came, and Vishnu was saying, don't forget, I've given spiritual things in this material world, Ganga, Jamuna, Tulsi, book Bhagavat, and the person Bhagavat, and those are the avenues to the spiritual world. Particularly if you worship Tulsi with, Shalagram. Oh yes, he said also, I'll become Shalagram, and then people just have to offer me, like Advaitacharya, Tulsi and water. And then all their sins will be expelled. And if they offer me foodstuff with Tulsi leaves, that will purify all their sins. Particularly service to Tulsi Maharani is in Vishak Seva. So anyway, this is some points on Vilas and Prakash. And we should study the Shastra, and we should study the Leela of Krishna. First we must learn Sambandha Gyan, and then we must learn the spiritual world. There's one sloka, one of my favorite slokas. It is in the Ishupanishad. Number 14. And that verse, yes, here it is. Yeah, Sambhutim cha vanasam cha yattad vedo bayam saha vinashena mritum tedva sambhutyantim ashnute. Now this is very important, because many times people learn about the material world very easily because we're in it. But listen to this. One should know perfectly the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and his transcendental name, form, qualities, and pastimes, as well as the temporary material creation with its temporary demigods, men and animals. When one knows these, he surpasses death and the ephemeral cosmic manifestation with it, and in the eternal kingdom of God, he enjoys his eternal life of bliss and knowledge. So you should know both. You should understand what is the material world, the temporary place, material, modes of material nature, birth, death. People absorb that very easily because they're in the middle of it. But here it says one should know perfectly well the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So here we have a verse today. The Bhagavatam is the description, it is the hint of the spiritual world. So if we become absorbed in the Leela Shastra, the Rasa Shastra, the Bhagavatam is Rasa Shastra, then we simultaneously, the more we realize Krishna, always remember this, that every realization of Krishna that you get is your eternal possession. If you contemplate, for example, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matak Sarvam Prabha, if you contemplate that, you realize, wow, everything has come from Krishna. Every other understanding is nescience. If that becomes part of you, that becomes your eternal possession. So the more you study the Leela of Krishna, everything that you learn about the Leela of Krishna, that becomes your eternal possession. And that will be the building block of bhava. And then in bhava bhakti, you will attain Swarup Siddhi. And then you will attain your relationship with Krishna. And then that will condense into Prem Bhakti. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, we've gone a bit over. Thank you all very much for your kind attention. Much appreciated. If I made any mistake, please forgive that. Thank you all very much. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Huh?